Elgato released a chair. This is ultimately not that exciting of a product. It's a chair, you sit on it, but it's one of the most important things you can buy for your setup because it supports your physical body. Over time, using crappy chairs and sitting poorly will damage your body and make you very uncomfortable or possibly put you in severe pain for the rest of your life. Chairs are important, but you don't need crazy expensive bougie chairs unless you have specific uses. That being said, this isn't the cheapest option in the world either. Coming at around $500 on release, Elgato is competing with the autonomous Ergo Chair 2. And for the first time, I think they've won. I've reviewed many chairs on my YouTube channel over the past few years as I have been doing my best to expand my coverage to things people in my niche would care about, and sitting comfortably at your technology is relevant to technology. My favorite chair for a long time was this generic $125-ish chair I got back when I moved into my first apartment from Amazon. It is still kicking 10 years later, but it is gross enough from cat scratches and cat fur and wear and tear over the past 10 years that I'm not really going to show it. But my second favorite that has been the winner of all of my chair comparisons over the years has been the autonomous Ergo Chair 2. The mesh back is super crucial for supporting my body, and I think for most people it is the style of chair that will be the most supporting. Now, you can get chairs with mesh seats. I prefer the fabric seats for the extra cushion, but some people prefer, like my wife prefers, the mesh seats for more breathability. And if you don't, I guess, weigh as much as me, maybe you don't need as much support. I'm not really sure what the difference factor is here. Everybody's bodies are different. Like I said, Elgato has gone toe-to-toe with the Ergo Chair 2, and I think they've come out on top. Unfortunately, the Ergo Chair is cheaper at the moment while on sale at $100 cheaper, but in terms of MSRP, they are the same price. And from the moment you open up the Elgato Embrace, it is the most thoughtfully designed chair that I have ever seen. Things are packaged all with recyclable material and all with nice little recyclable baggies on everything to make sure that every piece is protected. I've opened a lot of chairs over the years. I used to work at Staples Easy Tech where I opened and set up chairs for people as part of my job on a daily basis. Things can go wrong when stuff is bouncing around in the boxes, and the usual cardboard, just little padding in between things, isn't always enough. They put a lot of thought and care into making sure your chair is protected and safe, and it takes 5 minutes to build. I've spent over an hour building chairs sometimes, both on the job and for my reviews and personal use. They can be a nightmare, getting the armrests screwed into the base and the base screwed into the back and then everything balanced correctly while you're doing it. The arms are already attached to the base. The back just kind of sits in on the base and then you screw it together. It is literally like 10 minutes at most to build this chair, which was wild. It was the gentlest process I've ever had. And that alone, honestly, as someone who uses more chairs than average people, you know, if you only build it once and you have it for years and years, probably not as big of a deal. But for me, that makes it a huge recommendation. And then obviously sitting in it and stuff so far is a joy. You've got the mesh back with the adjustable lumbar, which is exactly everything I want. Breathability and support from the mesh. And the lumbar cushion can both be adjusted vertically and you can adjust the depth to perfectly support your back. Then you have the armrest, which can be adjusted vertically, forward and backwards, and with angles, which is perfect to get those ergonomics to have your arms supported while you're at the mouse and keyboard. You can adjust your tilt. You can adjust the tension of your tilt so that you can change how hard it is to push back and recline, which is wonderful. Obviously, you have the height adjust and your seat can slide forwards and backwards. My only complaint actually lies in the seat positioning. The seat has a bit of a lip in the back, and to get the seat exactly where I feel like I want it, the lip is kind of poking into my butt, if I do say so. And I find once I extend it so far forward, it doesn't perfectly lock into place. I feel like I'm really pulling on it to sit where I want. But overall, it is incredibly comfortable. Now, it does come with an adjustable headrest as well. I'm not a headrest guy. I actually elected to not install it in my chair because I much prefer to not have them at all. But it does come with that if that is your speed. The cushion is nice, thick, comfortable, supporting. It is probably my favorite cushion on any chair I've had since my first original Amazon chair I mentioned. So far, it's holding up great in terms of comfort. It supports my butt exactly how I need it. My only complaint is the fabric on the chair clings to cat hair like crazy. You're not going to see much in this video because I tried vacuuming. Vacuuming will not pull it out, even with the little upholstery attachments. That's how easy the hairs can get woven in there. I had to wrap a loop of gaffer tape around my hand and just kind of pick at it for a few minutes. You will see a few stray cat hairs that I just could not get to without really picking at it, but otherwise That's my main complaint with the top half of the chair is the upholstery just sucks in cat hair, and my cat loves to sleep in my chairs, and it will be very hard to keep clean over time. My other major complaint is about the wheels, and I say this in every chair review. Typical chair wheels suck if you have any sort of carpet. I'm actually in an advantageous position here. I have thin carpet tiles on top of concrete in my studio out here. And usually, this would be a scenario where chair wheels like this work. They still are not super great to me. They are really rough to move. So I did go ahead and buy some big O caster wheels off the internet and swap them out, as I do with every chair. This is not a new complaint. If you have a hardwood floor or a chair mat, then the wheels are probably fine. But with any sort of carpeting or with a chair mat that isn't perfectly hard and doesn't bend a little bit, I always recommend getting the caster wheels. The Elgato Embrace is a great chair. It's $500. You can get some good mesh chairs for under $200 if you look at sales on Staples and things like that. Actually, a month before we got this chair, my wife and I just bought two. One for my wife's desk in the family room where we use our computers, and then one for their office. And we got both of them for under $200 each. One was like $90, the cheaper one. Now, granted, they are going to be nowhere near as adjustable. They were a way bigger pain in the ass to actually build. But if price is your concern, just look for a mesh back chair, something with some good lumbar support, and the type of seat that you want. And obviously the sizing. We were looking for specific sizing for my wife. But otherwise, if you're looking in the higher end range of chairs for specific ergonomics, for customizability, whatever, the Embrace is surprisingly my new favorite chair. And this really surprises me because when they reached out and said they had a chair coming out, I reviewed one of the Corsair chairs before. It was fine for a racing style chair. The racing style chairs just are never what I want. And even Respawn made a mesh chair that was still the racing style, and that thing sucked. We got rid of both of those, which is why we needed new chairs. And the Elgato Embrace kind of beats out everything else I've tested so far. Hope your start to fall has been going great. Go check out my other chair reviews if you're interested in a comparison of what I've had to say so far over the years. And go check out my forums, demodisc.zone. Yes, I have forums. I'm committing to using them more, and I've set up my new fan funding section where my videos are going to be uploaded ad-free and where you can download them to watch them on your own, on your media player, on your Jellyfin server, whatever. I am committing to this whole owning my online experience thing. I will not be shutting down my other fan funding options. So if you're a YouTube member or a Patreon sub or supporting on Discord or whatever, that's not going away anytime soon. But I do want to double down on the platforms that I own and have control over. So you can actually sub for $3 a month on the forums. There's a yearly and monthly option. Get you access to those secret uploads that are completely ad-free using distributed networking. They are available for download as well. And I'm going to be getting up some more supporter content on there, as well as just trying to be more active in the forums in general. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to be kind. Rewind.